it's going pretty great. I got this funny little hat back here. You guys can't see it. It's very pointy, though. It's got a large, wide brim. And I have a little pumpkin next to me, just, getting into the season. Hoping everybody's staying warm. It's cooling off a little bit. Unfortunately, things are heating up quite a bit in the multiverse. So we're going to cover all of that for you tonight. Joe is gonna try to fix everything for you guys.
Maybe that'll actually work. Hi, everybody. Hi. Yeah, my PC took a weird freaking thing. How's it going? Yes, welcome to another edition of MNW Firing Line. I'm Joe Mojo, and with me, as always, is Faye Jinn for those on YouTube. Hi, how's it going? And, we are back in the saddle again. And, it's the spooky season. It's the road to breakdown, and we have a lot to cover. We have the second round of the Burnout Von Classic has been finalized, as well as on the Warzone side, well, there's going to be a big announcement coming later, as well as some championship contention matches. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us get right on into it. And we're going to go right on ahead and get started with Friday night's Flashbang, as always. Also, I do need to mention that, yes, we are back from our brief hiatus. The treatment was, well, as you can tell by my energy today. So, being positive, not thinking of anything, because that shit's all in the past. So, let us get right on into it. How's about it, Faye?
Oh, absolutely. The pumpkin spice is in the air, and Doom is it is the season for Doom, and it is also the season for Spectre Sonata, our ghosty boys coming out.
Coming down to the ring for their tag team match against Vaporwave, against Apollo Hades and Hey Agualung. I mean, and frankly speaking, I'm actually really glad that these two are finally being able to chance to lock up again. I loved their matches, like, from before I even came to Firing Line as a host. Like, just watching these two have just been fantastic back to back. And we have CG just dropping the freaking elbow. Spectre Sonata trying to show some support for their Troll Train counterparts. I don't know what their relationship is. I think it's still just in alliance right now. Which, speaking of which, something we completely forgot to mention, Troll Train are in contention for the trio's titles as long as they win one more match. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. They're at magic number 4. Oh, God. Apollo hammering down on the freaking chest of PM Ghost.
It really does speak to someone's integrity as a wrestler that they have their own sort of personal code they want to abide by. It's like, okay, yeah, you can put us in, but we don't think we should go for it until we have this number. Until we feel like we're ready, which is very important in the competition. If you feel like you're ready, that is the time that you want to go for, a belt run or just anything else you want to pursue in the Multiverse Nexus.
For sure. But until then, just got chop, slap, jabs, and just picking up Apollo. Now, we do have Honorbound taking on the Time Bandits, probably at Breakdown for, the annual Halloween show.
Speaking of, Breakdown is scheduled for the 29th of October.
Yes.
That is right. So do set your calendars. We will be briefly discussing later on in the night the Warzone pay-per-view, which is set for the 22nd. But 29th is Breakdown, everybody, so mark your calendars.
I'm about to break down myself. Well, it's because, geez, that high leg lariat from CG and just dropping it again into that guillotine. And here we see the Ninja Aqualung squared up against PM Ghost and just dropping the freaking flat of his foot onto the lower back of the punk rocker. Jeez.
Speaking of ninjas, have you seen Aqualung's new entrance?
I think I had to miss it.
Oh my god! Hey, I'll link it a little after this. But back to the match because, ooh, uh, these guys are hot right now. Like, I mean,
sure.
Apollo Hades for one, but you know.
Yeah, like it's like I was saying earlier. Like we do have Honor Bound and Time Bandits in a tag team title match, probably at the next breakdown on the 29th. But for sure, I would pick either of these two teams for the next contenders, win or if Time Bandits retain. And Phantom Factory straight onto Aqualung, going for that cover. 2. And Aqualung kicks out at 2. PM
It
goes...
looks like PM intercepted Apollo Hades over there, who almost tripped over Aqualung and CG, but looks like he's about to pay for it.
Yeah, it looks just this stalling vertical suplex just basking in just the, I guess you could just say the acknowledgement of the crowd. Everyone, like, I was in the crowd for this, and everybody was going, oh, ooh, ooh. Like, they were just, oh, trying to go for that kick once more, but CG saw
nearly
it
took his head
away.
off. Jeez.
I don't know what he calls that thing, but if I were him, I'd call it the finisher. Or, like, finish him. Them? Finish them.
Fatality?
Well, I think... Well... Maybe.
I mean, it would work maybe against someone who wasn't actually a ghost.
Well, I know another tag team that uses that as a tag team move, but that's a weird situation right now.
Absolutely. I will say I am glad that behind the scenes we've been just tinkering a little bit with the setup, making sure everything is good on our ends. It doesn't always work. Thankfully, we were able to replace all the cables that a certain somebody chewed through.
Yeah, I know. He's sticking out of the fucking pumpkin pail right now.
And yeah, no, it's okay, sweetie. There's plenty of sugar in there. Okay, yeah, no, he's just trilling right now. He's fine.
I saw that thing devour a freaking Kit Kat in seconds. Oh god, reality check onto the square of the back, the same side of the back that Aqualung freaking weakened. Oh, and now checking him in the front. 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, your winners of this match, Vaporwave. Strong.
Speaking of Kit Kats,
yeah,
nearly broke PM in half.
right? Strong showing from both Vaporwave and Spectre Sonata, and I mean, well-deserved win as well for Vaporwave. If any, I mean, to be fair, they have strong showings just about any other time that they that they are in the ring. They try to prove themselves to be, I mean, no pun intended, the hottest trio faction in the entirety of Flashbang.
I mean, win or lose, you need to make a strong impression because it is your presence that sells all those tickets.
For sure, and let's not discount Spectre Sonata one bit, mostly because they showed great tag team cohesion. They showed great wherewithal. They just one little slip and Apollo Hades was able to just manipulate that and just take advantage of it. It was, I mean, both teams were damn near perfect.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm just looking forward to seeing both most or these competitors in the future, of course, because there is so much going on the flashbang side of things. But of course, our host Joe Mojo here is going to tell us all about it.
Sorry, I was reading a message from Clunk. What's going on?
No, I'm just saying things are they're really heating up, especially in regards to the title scene and the current ongoing tournament.
Oh yeah, for sure. We have the second round. We're still in the first round of that, and we're going to be seeing the final two matches here. Final two first round matches here in a moment. Also, Faye, according to Clunk, he apparently was a herder of cats, and if we have issues, call him.
I think it's fine. Mr. Sprinkles is just oh that's a whole candy bar. Okay. All right. No,
Oh
I think we're
God,
okay.
that's like one of those big candy bars too. That's
Yeah,
a
no,
king sized.
yeah, no, he's got a big appetite. Uh
I'd say
it'll be okay. It'll be okay.
My God. Anyway, coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, we have a nice little singles match scheduled for one fall. And coming up first, we have the leader of APS, Mike Davis, with Matt Baker in tow. The man with the plan descends onto the ring, going up against Cool J Kyo Yo Kyo, representing the Cyberbots with Talo Sid in his corner. The boxing bot versus probably one of the smartest individuals that Flashbang has to offer.
Here's the man with the plan.
Ooh, just grabbing onto the helmet and just driving it on down. Man,
This is a very good match for both of these competitors, I gotta say, because both of these gentlemen, wrestlers, they're just very tactical individuals, and they're always seeking to improve and hone their craft inside the ring. In some God. Yeah, because APS has to throw themselves up against pretty much everything, and you could say the same for the Cyberbots. They want to, they want to optimize.
yeah, I was gonna say Cyberbots are constantly upgrading themselves, constantly trying to make themselves the better version, and it has worked, and it also has been a bit of a detriment in the past. I mean, some of those previous versions of themselves. Oh God, nice freaking frog splash from the middle rope though. I mean, some of the versions of themselves have been very superior and have been a little less than optimal. I mean, yeah, you could always go in for upgrades, but I don't know. Sometimes you just got to go with what you know.
Absolutely. But APS is no slouch either. Again, they have to throw themselves up against pretty much everything that the multiverse can, and they always step in when they think there's something fishy going on. Um, like say there was, I don't know, maybe they suspected the bots of like cheating software. They would probably step in during that, and not to mention just anything supernatural, magical, what have you.
I
But this
mean,
is just sheer. They're both trying to outwit each other. Essentially, is what's going on.
for sure. And one, two, three after that neck breaker. And ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Mike Davis. Hopefully, this is going to be some good momentum for him going forward, especially with all the bullshit that he has to deal with. Speaking of which,
Oh no!
his ears must have been burning because the ghost is going after Mike Davis with Matt Baker. Looks
Even
like
Talos said looks a little annoyed, which I don't know about if you want to piss off the cyberbots.
I mean, you don't want to piss off Cyberbots. You don't want to piss off Doom, which this guy's in the process of doing. Oh God! Just grabbing him by the throat and just chucking him across the ring.
And it looks like Matt Baker over here. I watched this back, and it looks like he was having a real rough time trying to get a hold of Ghost for whatever reason.
Yeah, look. And the one thing that I am very concerned with, right, is that he keeps wearing this like Faces of Fear hoodie. I don't know if this is like a Faces of Fear fan or anything
I
of
don't
that
know
sort.
because he's been trying to. The only thing we know so far is that whoever this ghost, the Spectre, is not to be confused with the actual Spectres we have on the Flashbang roster and other spectral individuals. There's a clear distinction. This
Oh yeah, for
interloper,
sure.
this ghost, he's the only thing we have is that he's been calling out the flashbang side of things and saying, "Hey, reject the Horsemen," which is weird because that's not really an active faction. Like that was just several years ago.
Exactly, but like, granted, like that was several years. That was a few years. Actually, not even a few years ago. That was like 2 or 3 years ago. Is when the new Four Horsemen dissolved into the Faces of Fear, but they still somewhat lived on within Helixux and Ramon in a in a weird way. I mean, both of them were in the original incarnation of the new Four Horsemen, but Helixux, as most of us know, got kicked out very a very ceremonious fashion from Grizzly Adams. And then Ramon pretty much got kicked out by Lucius Constantine out of the Faces of Fear, came back to Flashbang and started teaming up with Helix. So there's still that connection, and with Helix Sucks having as far as I know, has still not appeared on the show. Has he? Besides last week, has he appeared in the last couple of weeks?
No, I don't think we've heard of any sightings. I have zero rumors over on the Warzone side of things. Like, typically, in regards to the Nexus, it's like if you don't see a wrestler over on one side, maybe you can at least get hints of them. Like, maybe they're hiding out, in the other roster. But no, like, we genuinely do not have anything. So it's like, unless someone in the Flashbang roster has contact with Helixux somehow, we don't really have anything to go on. He's just been AWOL.
And speaking of the Horsemen themselves, as well as people that they teamed with, Helix and Ramon were in that trios tournament with Burden. Burden, who's also kind of MIA at this current moment. But we're going to hear some words from his tag team partner, Spike, who has some very strong words involving the interdimensional championship scene. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is your Flashbang promo of the week.
I hear you been running your mouth again, Simon. Like a buzzing fly looking for somewhere to land. But this time you seem to be using my words. 'Bout 3 weeks ago now, I said this thing between me and V was about more than the title. That I didn't want the trinket around his waist, but his head on my mantle. And now you seem to think that my quest is over. Why? Because I lost a contendership match? You have not been paying attention, Simon. See, I've told the powers that be that I will respect the line of contendership and not interfere, but this thing between me and V is only just beginning. So who are you to suddenly decide you're going to cut in? To tell old Spike that he is done and to go to the back of the line? Fuck the line! Spike is the line when it comes to V. See, you may think you're a creature of darkness, Simon, but so is old Spike, and me and mine have stood side by side with those you call master. So no, you will not be getting in my way. Not you, not the brass, not old Bwan Samdi himself gonna stop my retribution. And if you're still not convinced, if you still want to stand in front of me, well, Simon, I am out for blood. And I got no problem starting with yours.
Strong words from from one half of the Bone Warriors, the Voodoo Child, Spike. Oh god, not only is Spike calling out Simon as well as Lord V, but also freaking Michael Macabre was calling out Simon as well previously in the previous weeks, and there's a bit of a complicated triangle quartet, I want to say, going on when it comes to like not only the interdimensional scene, but I mean, Michael Macabre of Doom, Honor Bound, as well as I mean, pick a guy who's going after the interdimensional title.
Oh, absolutely. And this is going to throw a little bit of a wrench into things, especially because, I mean, knowing everybody involved, it's sort of just a matter of time of a lot of just, matches getting broken up or, run-ins, backstage attacks, that sort of thing, which I'm going to touch a little bit on later when we get into Warzone. But as for now, this is kind of to be expected, in my opinion, because the flashbang interdimensional title scene. Oh, there's a lot of contention around that, as well as the King of the Showcase, as the result of this most recent Multivania.
For sure, but until then, speaking of title contentions, we have the Trios titles coming up. We got the Trios titles being represented, and as we mentioned earlier, the Troll Train on win number 4. They beat the Guild a couple weeks ago, and they are. It's complicated, but they are technically going to be in contention for those Trios titles. But technically speaking, they have one more win to go, so they just need to win one more before breakdown. And beforehand, we have a bit of a buffer match when it comes to 1/3 of the Trios titles. El Toro Azul, the Brazilian Blue Bull, being led down to the ring by Salam Amphibian, going up against Aurelian Starhand of the Rebel Star. And I could not think of a better matchup, honestly, for Otoro. Aurelian Starhand is about Tiki's build and about Tiki's skill set outside of submissions, whereas Starhand's more of a striker, much like Tigiri.
Yeah, that is a good point. Oh god, there's so much blue in the ring right now.
Yeah, you got a point, actually.
Also, we got El Toro over there, the Slamphibian just ringside.
Yep, Froggy's mom is cheering on her buddy. And countering it into a reverse DDT. Actually, yeah, now that you say something, this is actually the first culmination of blue I've seen in a while.
The only way there could be more primary colors in the ring is if we had Brawl Kaiser and a couple others in here.
Brawl Kaiser, Tiki, let's see here, Agualong. Yeah, that's about all the mostly blue people that I could, mostly blue people who wear blue that I can think of. Oh god, Otoro's going up to that top rope. This is 300 some odd pounds of an elbow drop. I thought I thought he was gonna go for a frog splash. Oh god, speaking of which.
trying to make a little shout out over there probably for Froggy's mom, again ringside.
Froggy's mom, who was celebrating one of her kids' birthdays. Which one? I can't remember. Lady has a lot of them. Oh god, just putting this amount of weight on one spine is got to be a freaking challenge and I have to get out of. But thankfully, Starhand has some like some form of like reinforcement on his lower back. Ooh, quick chops. And just easily picking up Starhand and just dropping him into that Falcon Arrow. Ooh, God, needed a freaking jawline. I think that was the exposed jawline, too, and not the enhanced one. Ooh, sunset flip. See, this is what Starhand needs to do to kind of counteract Otoro's power, is to kind of come at him striking hard and doing some form of agile-like moves. Plasma bomb on 2. Otoro, 2. Kicking out at 2.
Oh, the bull! You can't keep the bull down that easy. He is a champion for a good reason.
For sure. I mean, you know what? And you know that old adage: if you mess with the bull, you get the horns. And now that I say that, does Otoro have like any kind of headbutting moves? No, never mind. He got kicked in the horns.
Yeah. Ooh. know, because I see horns on a wrestler, and it could be ring gear, it could be actual horns, such as in the case of the Minotaur brothers, but it just kind of encourages people to just go after them for whatever reason.
The Minotaur brothers. I
Yep.
mean, Beefling, Rapture. Oh, caught him into the Exterminatus.
Ouch.
Starhand going for that cover. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. And Starhand going up to the top. Oh, a frog splash of his own onto the bull. Ooh, instead of going for that cover, just rolling him in, just trying to do more damage into the lower spine, and now retching at the arm. See, if I was Starhand, I would have gone for that cover after the freaking frog splash. Yeah, Otoro has a lot of freaking meat for padding, but honestly speaking, you never know. In fact, he probably could have gave Otoro a second wind. Ooh, God. Freaking jab straight to the chin. Here we see, going for that Irish whip into the corner. Oh, God. Did you hear that? Did you hear that freaking chop across his armor? Like
yeah, no, that
gunshot.
echoed throughout the whole ring. Ouch.
Ooh, kick out at 2, though. Looks like Aurelian's got a little bit more in the tank. Hopefully he can get up to some form of freaking oh my God, I'm blanking on my words. Hopefully Aurelian Starhand can get into some form of momentum, because at this point Otoro is definitely overpowering him in every sense of the word. I mean, yeet. Look at that. Oh God, he's going back up to the top, ladies and gents. Big pull frog splash, gets caught by the knee. This could be what Starhand needs. Oh no, he got caught. He's rocked. And just dropping him onto the turnbuckle, making him kiss the freaking buckle. Going over that cover. 2, 3. All those shots to the head had to have given this freaking match over to Otoro. Because, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this match, Otoro Azul. Seriously though, it's like he freaking was trying to aim for the head the entirety of the match. And a fantastic showing for the big Brazilian bull, as well as the leader of the Rebel Star. Freaking hopefully the Troll Train kind of take a look at that and kind of analyze a way to isolate Otoro. Although, if you think about it, Otoro is an amazing competitor in his own right, but they have 2 other tremendous people to kind of look after, because yeah, you could out-muscle Otoro, but if you take your eyes off of El Pollo as well as Demolition Fox, you're going to be in a world of hurt. Also because, technical prowess of El Pollo as well as the insane aerial moves of Demolition Fox.
Oh, absolutely. You're gonna have to match every single one of them one for one.
Which, if anyone could do it, I think the Troll Train could. But the problem is that, yeah, they got they got the power game, they got the technical game, and they got the striking game down. But when it comes to the unpredictability of it all, they don't really have that as well. Yes, Tiki can be very unpredictable, but Demolition Fox is kind of in his own lane when it comes to that. I mean, the man took on 3 guys in the Murder Cave at one point of their last title contention match, and it was insane. He had to improvise. He had to think. Well, he had to use his Fox's cunning, essentially. But enough. But we'll get to that hopefully with before Breakdown comes in a few weeks. Until then, we have the Burnout Vaughn Classic, a tournament to crown a new #1 contender. And ladies and gentlemen, we have the one of two. Apologies, I am blanking on my words right now. We have the last two first round matches of that tournament. And representing the Rebel Star, we have Jack the Questionable coming down to the ring. And his opponent, the Beast Mom, Naja. Naja looking to add another world title to her very impressive record. So who do you got? The freaking Beast Mom or the Merc?
Oh, it would be very satisfying to see Naja pin Jack the Questionable in the end. But the Mercs are unionizing, so I don't know what he has up his sleeve. And if there's anyone who's really dangerous when you can't predict them in this company, that would count Jack the Questionable among them.
Yeah, for sure, because, like, Jack the Questionable, he is a, kind of a madman. Because, like, this man does just about anything he wants to for a quick buck. I mean, he has tried to contend for numerous titles just so he can go around and sell them. I mean, hell, the man wore those gaudy golden boots for how long? Just because of a big payday?
Yeah. Like there was just an unnecessary amount of gold, and Sam, when he sold it for quite a sum, I think 5 figures, 6 figures, just something crazy up there.
The number was big and it made me cry. That's about where that's my answer to that. And we have the winner of this match is going to go on to face a former World Heavyweight Champion, Nero Napier. So the name of the game for this is not only do you have to beat your opponent, but you also have to save at least something just so Nero doesn't exploit it. Because he is he's surprisingly tactile in his own right. I mean, granted, yeah, he is married to Mizuki, who is one of the most cunning brawlers in the entirety of Flashbang. So yeah, like a lot of that definitely has to rub off on him. I mean, he's got talent, but if he applies even the smallest bit of strategy, he can go a long way. And here we see just Jack working on Naja. Although I'm not gonna lie, out of the both of these, I think Naja has the best bet of beating Nero in the semifinals. Well, not the semifinals, the second round.
I'd agree. Like, to a certain point, when you... I mean, she's the Beast Mom for a reason, and... when you're out, probably in your home, just, your homelands, you're probably more likely going to run up against other people like you, like, so less humans and more so other just powerful beasts and just, humanoid form, sure. But I imagine, like, just the legends and just the rumors that she has to hear, just, like, of their capabilities among Apex and others. And Naja has run into them several times.
Run into them several times, as well as, like, I mean, hell, was even scouted out by Apex upon her debut, refused their offer, and then had that barn burner with Mizuki back in Multiverse, I want to say, like, 2 years ago?
I think so, actually. I remember the match. It was, I think that was 2021, though.
Oh, going for those quick combination strikes. Oh, God, Insaguri to the side of the head. Ooh, and a big mushroom stomp onto Jackie. Going for that cover. 2, 3. And Naja goes on to round 2 to face Nero Napier. I am intrigued, curious, as well as terrified of what those two absolute monsters are going to be doing in the ring once they face. And here we see the second round bracket of Block B. Graven Allen's going to be going up against Samuel Manatee, as well as Naja, as mentioned earlier, is going up against Nero Napier. And, round 2 is going to look interesting, because if Graven ends up beating Manatee, and, like, let's just say Nero faces against Naja, we're going to have Graven versus Nero. This is one of the most highly anticipated matches that I think Flashbang has. I mean, I know Graven was chomping at the bits to get after Nero back when he was champion originally. Well, back when Nero was champion originally, but just never came to be. I mean, just think about it. Somebody with that amount of talent, and technical know-how going up against one of the most unpredictable individuals on the entire roster.
Oh, absolutely. A hell of a showing. And it's pretty much in that case, it would just be the ultimate test of both of their respective abilities.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, it's pretty much a battle of who is the most stubborn. But, like, Samuel Manatee, though, that would definitely... I mean, Samuel Manatee versus Nero, hell, Graven versus Naja, or freaking Manatee versus Naja. Any combination of these just sounds like a fantastic match on paper. But speaking of title contention, ladies and gentlemen, we have a bit of a... well, we didn't really have a showcase for you, but... excuse me. We have a showcase-like match coming up next. We have a fatal four-way showcase for the tag teams of MNW. First, coming down to the ring, we have Honorbound, the Bulldog Grant Martin, and Simon the Psycho. Coming up next, we have Michael Macabre and Mad Jack of Doom. And then coming in next, we have the Time Bandits, Sandman, and Thunderbolt, something Thunderbolts. And we also have AAA, El Pollo de la Muerte, as well as Demolition Fox. Tag team contention, the tag team champions, and the trios champions. And, I mean, we got freaking Thunderbolt going up against Magic, Macabre going up against Sandman, Pollo and freaking Bulldog going at it, as well as Simon and Demo going at it as well.
Oh, gosh. The Bulldog, Grant Martin, and Demolition Fox, they had some of the toughest matches this past Multivania.
Oh, for sure. I mean, like we mentioned earlier, freaking Demolition Fox going up against just about everybody in the Murder Cave, it felt like.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Michael Macabre and Magic actually winning a tag team showcase match back at Multivania as well. Bulldog getting the win over Shere Khan. And the Time Bandits retaining their tag team titles over Duas Pulp. That was a fantastic match.
Oh, no, absolutely. So we have so much talent here in the ring. Just everyone. Oh God!
Demo!
More than halfway across the ring, Demo. All right.
Halfway across the ring.
Well, he's got it. He's got.
Demolition Fox. Okay, you can just not flex on the rest of us. All right, but seriously, freaking.
I mean, he kind of has to throw out all. He has to throw out all the stops. We do have Doom in the ring after all, and it is that time of year.
Well, thankfully, this took place on September 30th, so it was before the. It was before Doom.
It was encroaching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, for those who do not know, when it comes to the month of October, we don't know why, but it's like Doom gets like a power boost. It's like when it comes to the season of Sanguini of Halloween, yeah, they get stronger somehow. They also disappear for like a month. No one knows how or why. Could have swore I saw a Minotaur. And we got the freaking Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I mean, is it just Doom or is it everybody who's, supernatural?
So far, just Doom.
Okay.
And then we had that freaking chicken wing going up, and then we have Simon. Ooh, kick to the freaking back of the head of Thunderbolt. Bulldog trying to keep everybody out of the ring, and elbow drop onto the sternum. Magic going for a Hurricane Rana. Although I will say, like, nice wherewithal from Bulldog Grant Martin. He saw that his partner was going for a big freaking move and was making sure everybody else was occupied and was able to get back into the ring if needed. Oh god, Macabre just working on the face of one of the tag team champions as El Pollo's kind of, well, working the head of him. And here we see a freaking chicken wing of his own onto Simon. Mad Jack, you cheeky bastard. Although we can't really have Simon any other way besides being cheeky. Oh god, neckbreaker. And another chicken wing onto friggin' Simon the Psycho. At this point, he's just flexing. Oh god, kick to the freaking sternum on Bulldog. Oh god, freaking Macabre holding Bulldog there as freaking Demolition Fox drops kicks his spine.
Well, there is incentive for Doom to try to put a dent in Honor Bound's efforts. After all, they have the Nightmare Reaper Zericus, who has sort of had his eyes on the interdimensional scene.
Yeah, he does. I mean, granted, good on frickin' Zericus. I mean, he definitely deserves to. Oh god, nice little rolling neck breaker there.
God, Michael Macabre just getting dogpiled and oh.
He saw Fox trying to be cheeky and was like, "Wait, fuck that." And we have Michael Macabre in the ring. Sandman getting whipped into the ring of his own, and Sandman just looking at Mad Shack going, "No, get the fuck back here." Yeah,
he's just like, he's not gonna let that slide. Oh, but Thunderbolt has a handful over there, so it looks like that's taken care of. Sandman's probably just gonna wait it out a little. Up, and Macabre steps right into his view.
In the meantime, from the top rope, oh, looks like Demo's going for a superplex, but Grant Martin just pushes him off.
He fights out of it. Bad Jack has caught back in. Holy shit! He whipped that. What the hell?
Freaking
Bad Jack just
ducked
underneath.
Hold up. Okay, I don't usually do this, but I gotta rewind this just a smidge. Alright, so here we see Demolition Fox trying to go in for that superplex. Bulldog counters it.
Magic gets into the ring.
Magic into the ring and delays the Bulldog Grant Martin into dropping his elbow somehow. How does he do that?
Magic is a very interesting individual. There's got to be something going on there.
Ooh, that 450. That 450, like, what was that, like an axe kick or something like that? And AAA gets the win. Ladies and gentlemen, your winners of this contest, El Pollo de la Muerte and the Demolition Fox. AAA not only winning the singles match with El Toro, but also this fatal four-way match. Big win for both of these individuals.
Oh, no, absolutely. You had so many title holders in that ring. Just so many champions, current and former.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Doom being the former Trios champions. The only ones that didn't hold gold in Flashbang was the Bulldog Grant Martin and Simon the Psycho.
Absolutely. I'm super looking forward to things heating up in the way that they are. The tag scene has so many excellent participants. And I know Sandman, for one half of the current Flashbang tag team champions, has been personally going out like all the way up to the ramp, and he's just been pulling out chairs and just keeping an eye on some of the contenders. He's just really keeping a good eye out for who might be, not next up against him at Breakdown.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, he is taking his next contenders very, very seriously, and that's good to see in a champion of his stature. But until then, sorry, I'm just going over my notes because I seem to have something. Might have an inconsistency. Yeah, that's what I thought. Hang on, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, no big. I can just take this down. So coming up next, right after that match was over and done with, we had the Ghost attacking Mad Jack. Like right after the match was done, as literally everybody exited the ring, Ghost just blindsides Mad Jack and just starts wailing on him, and now Mad Jack's fighting back. Now,
this isn't really. I don't know how healthy this is for Ghost here, because this is the third member of Doom, right? Because he's attacked Zeracus, I think, twice, and Michael Macabre.
He's attacked Zeracus twice. He's attacked Mad Jack. This is his second time attacking Mad Jack. I think he's attacked Michael Macabre. He's pretty much trying to piss off Doom. You don't piss off Doom, especially when we are so close to Halloween.
I mean, Doom didn't have anything to do with the Four Horsemen, did they?
Not to my knowledge. I think the only interaction that they had was that they faced Zeracus and Mad Jack teamed up with Lee to take on the Four Horsemen when they first came to Flashbang. That's about it, I think.
Yeah, no, so there's really no connection. It just doesn't... It just looks like he's trying to rile up the roster at this point.
Well, rile up the roster, rile up Doom. I see, I'm kind of taking this as he's the new guy on the yard, right? He sees Doom as probably the biggest and the baddest, especially when it comes to the I guess you could say, spooky themes that these people share.
They have a big reputation, and I guess that is one way to just, literally just hound bigger names than yourself and prove that you can go up against them, even if it's not only in a superficial sense. Like, if you can surprise them, do some damage to them, you won't have to deal with them later, or you will get some early information.
Speaking of information, we got an update that Ghost never attacked Michael Macabre. Only Mad Jack and Zeracus.
Interesting. Yeah.
And now Mad Jack's just working on this Ghost guy. So it's just kind of... So here's my train of thought. It's probably column A of he's trying to upset Doom to kind of show his superiority. You want to know my freaking crack brain theory?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, we might as well hear it, because we better let anything. We could throw anything at the wall. We need to see what sticks.
I think this is him trying to send his like a resume of sorts. It could be that he's wanting to join Doom. Make them a quartet instead of a trio?
That is an interesting way to go about maybe joining up with some factions. We've even had one of the new rookies. I believe Smoking Mirror has now joined up with Honorbound, if I'm correct.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Smoking Mirror is actually in the second round of the Burnout Vaughn Classic as well.
Very interesting for a rookie, because he is a newcomer to Flashbang, but he has had some very impressive showings. And we're seeing very much the same thing on the Warzone side of things. Like, if you show some potential early on that you can create some suspense and some excitement in the ring, it doesn't matter if it's for good or not. It sells tickets, it sells seats, and if the audience wants to see you, and that helps fill the arena out.
Speaking of, we have a tribute to Helix Sucks right in the middle of the ring, and so
Zeracus was not happy with that.
Yeah, of course not. I mean, your freaking your long term tag team partner gets attacked by some new guy. I would be upset too. In fact, I did get upset when freaking and I'm still upset with Blight because he attacked Brad and turned him into a wolfman.
Oh.
Yeah. Lingering things. Anyway, in the now, here we see just Zeracus and freaking Ghost just going at it in the back, and I mean, like we said earlier, I mean, if I was Zeracus, I'd do the exact same thing, honestly speaking. And just dropping them on the knee here. And just trying to pick up the chair. Oh god, just backhands the chair out of his freaking hand. So
he said no.
Speaking of, it's back into the chair out of his hand now, putting him up into a rated R. One more tribute to Helix. Like, is this guy a fan of Helix Sucks? Is he like...
Isn't this... Some people have been speculating on Twitter that this is also the same guy who potentially dragged Helix into the mat, or this is the ghost that Helix has now and again referenced in regards to his own past.
I mean, we can look back at the footage from the second night of Multiverse. I don't think this is the... I don't know, it looks different than when the guy who dragged Helix down into the ring, but I've been wrong before.
I mean, to be fair, we were dealing with a lot of the multiverse literally changing reality during Multiverse, so anything could happen. And unfortunately, it looks like Zeracus has... does he get knocked out?
I believe he was knocked out cold. I mean, medical personnel was at the scene and helped get him the treatment that he needs. Even though, aspect of nightmares and Western medicine, it's crazy, but we got him locked it up. And until then, instead of trying to split that up into two separate things, I just put it on the exact same video, almost because it's like
they're very directly related to each other, so it makes sense.
For sure. And although Travis does make a good point, there is only one person that would put that much effort into screwing with Helix, and I mean, we mentioned him earlier in the night.
Helix and Ramon, yeah. I mean, he's retired.
Yeah, I was going to say, not retired, just went missing. Or was on a hiatus.
That is a very interesting point. Maybe he was hired. Do you think he could have been hired? Because, again, I keep saying Ghost also sounds like a code name that could be used by, weird spec ops people. Military.
Especially when he's literally going after Doom, of all people, saying to reject the Horsemen.
So maybe he's a messenger or something, or he could have been paid or hired by somebody to go after Doom and other specific names on the roster.
Although, why Doom, though? That's the question. Doom is just a non-factor in most of this. Especially with his reject the Horseman phrase.
It's an interesting thing because we don't hear a lot from this individual.
No, we do not. But We will hopefully find out more this coming Friday. But until then, we got some faction recruitment news. The Doofington of the Doofington Estate, has made a formal announcement that he wants to join a faction. Which faction is that, I hear you ask? Well, the Mr. Doofington, definitely wants to join one of the more prestigious factions, and he wants to be part of the biggest names of Flashbang, because, you know, it's the Doof. He wants to be there where the big boys play, he wants to be there where the big competitors play, you know? Which faction did he send out his request to? You may be asking yourself.
Oh no. What did he do?
Well, Faye, the Doof of Doofington Estate, Mr. Doofington himself, the breaker of budgets, one of the competitors at the 2020 dance-off, sent his request to join none other than Apex.
Mr. Sprinkle did not like the words that came out of your mouth.
Good. I'm sorry. No, the Apex of all people. And Mizuki Napier promptly sent her rebuttal. And here we see the Doof of the Doofington Estate. So the Doof is kind of coming on down to the ring. And this is her response to fucking Lapras Minotauros. Sorry, Satyrus Basilicus. I get them both confused. They're both equally terrifying.
Yeah, so remember, Lapras is Lapras Minotauros is the gray silver furred one. He's got the brown cloth down the middle. Satyrus Basilicus is the brown one with the pale horns, and is the undefeated one out of the two brothers.
So a chance to beat the streak of Satyrus, but it's
Satyrus.
But here's the thing, though. That's not the streak that we all are curious, that the Multiverse is ever curious about when it comes to Satyrus Basilicus. No. It's the record of who can survive. I think the record is 7 minutes. I think he thought better of it. And now a kick to the back. And I was gonna say, hey Faye, apparently Clunk managed to put Mr. Sprinkles back into his pail. First time he ever had a cat spit acid out of him, though.
Oh no. It's alright, well, Mr. Sprinkles, I think he's about due for a nap at this point. If he starts purring, don't worry. If he eats his way out of the hole, do worry, because he might get into engineering. It's underneath this floor, so best of luck.
Oh no. Frog splash onto the Doof. Thank God he was wearing a tactical vest, because that's about 300 pounds of frickin' beef coming at you. Seriously, a lesser man would have fell. A lesser man would have gotten his chest caved in.
Apparently 15 minutes or so is the record. But we can probably have other people confirm that as well.
We got a message out from Maximilian Thunder Thighs. Everyone's so worried about surviving. I got my hands full in Warzone, but I'd like to get another chance to fight Satyrus again. And I'm sorry, I was looking away, looking at chat. Did frickin' Doof just twerk on frickin' Satyrus?
Yes.
So we're gonna have we're gonna have the Deuce funeral next week, right? Like I'll give the Doof this. He's definitely putting in his own. I've never seen a lot of people outside of Henry Colt kind of give out this much offense when it comes to Satyrus. And
I mean, yeah, well, fighting. It's interesting that you say that, because I mean, the Doof isn't the only pretty face and flamboyant man we've had go after one of the Minotaurs. Although, of course, Sirtiris is the deadlier one out of the pair.
I mean, you say not a lot of pretty people have gone after Satiris. I remember when Satiris faced off against Sugarfoot Irons. That man is gorgeous.
Mm. You could say it's a real case of Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, you actually could.
Which is an interesting dynamic. It kind of makes a lot of booking make sense.
Yeah, I mean, half the reason why frickin' Revalos and Crimson Phoenix work so well.
Oh, no, absolutely. Oh, geez. Doof is having to put up a hell of a fight on the outside, and oh, God.
I mean, I actually saw a bunch of
people. I love how serious... Well, I mean, obviously he has to take it seriously, but I love how he's just throwing absolutely everything into this, and, I mean, you gotta.
I mean,
he's survive.
He's probably treating this as, like, some sort of, like, demo reel, saying, hey, Mizuki, this is what I can do. You should definitely have me as part of your faction. I'm doing this to your boy. And, oof, Icarus is landing, going for that cover, 2 and 3. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, and still undefeated, Satiris Facilicus. Oh, God. This, I believe the Doof lasted about 7 minutes with the big bull of Apex.
Not a record as far as we are aware, but still impressive nonetheless. Especially, oh God, can you imagine had he counted out Satiris?
That would have been hilarious.
That would have been that would be a dead man. Is what the Doof would be.
Yeah, just a bit, a bit of a dead man. We'd have to we'd have to put. I mean, we'd have to put like a headstone right next to the one that they used to put Graven in. But I think Graven actually turned that into like a nice little studio apartment that he rents out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's actually kind of nice.
Apparently we have traps set in the back, by the way. So just watch your step if we need to. Once we step out.
It's okay. I usually keep Brad with me. He's actually really good at sniffing out traps. Like seriously, he has he is a savant of finding those things. I don't know how he does it. Anyway,
absolutely.
Coming up next, though, ladies and gentlemen, is our main event. We have the last first round match of the Burnout Vaughn Classic, and coming down to the ring. Representing the Cyberbots, we have the Cyber Controller. No one knows who his opponent is. And his opponent is a returning Madness, looking like a glam metal frontman. Seriously, freaking Ace Frehley call. He wants his look back. I'm kidding. It is so awesome to see the Madness again. The pop for this man was outstanding. Coming back from, like, I think, what did he say? Multiple staples to his head, multiple pins, just, yeah, broken bones, punctured lung, metal screws and pins in his legs, and a metal plate in his forehead, probably matching the mask. Like, he has been bloodied by freaking Hutch Kale.
So Madness making his return after being put out of action by Hutch Kale, and now it's Hutch.
Oh God, just imagining all the physical therapy to get back into shape for that, and to be thrown up against the Cyber Controller of all people that is certainly a test.
Yeah, especially when it comes to like having to I mean, he missed out on Multivania. He missed out on a lot over the last few months. I mean, I think he's been out of action since May or June. I want to say June, actually. So yeah, that 4 months out of action. Actually, pretty good recovery time. Ooh. Nice little Hurricane Rana, though.
really just sort of speaks to the force of will that you would have to have in order to make sure you are cleared, because you would probably have to be cleared weeks, if not a month or so in advance, to make sure you're ready.
Look out here. Caught him coming in.
For sure, for sure.
Right to the face of Controller.
And especially like with his new attitude change.
Controller and Madness.
Because like Madness was always kind of like a jokester of sorts, like never really taken much too seriously. But here he is coming out aggressive.
And a Hurricane Rana.
He's actually like, it's like he's got like a new lease on life. And holy shit, a moonsault from the top, like from the tippy top rope, busting out some new tricks.
Absolutely. Oh, God.
Man is gonna fly. Big splash. He saw Controller.
Oh yeah, the winner of this match will go on to face.
Oh, look at the power. Look at Controller. Like a rag doll.
Sorry, I'm trying to load up my notes here, but I got the loading screen. Will face Smoking Mirror in the second round. Going for that cover, kick out of 2. We got a message out from Michael Macabre. I don't want the doof on my property. Find some other cemetery.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although I think the dude could buy a cemetery. Granted, he saved a lot of money by breaking our budget so many freaking times. Although this actually, like, Madness being here does actually pose a question for me. How are the Kales? Madness's tag partner Kuso Kale and her husband Hutch have been out of action ever since, like, the go-home show of Multivania. Sorry, before Multivania.
Definitely an answer, potentially for Twitter, because I haven't heard a whole lot on that front. Both of them are probably in very secure recovery, and I imagine Victor Vicious is keeping an eye on that, and he probably doesn't want too many eyes on that, considering, especially in the case of Hutch Kale, he was attacked, seemingly from afar and by just force.
Yeah, I know. Like, he had a freaking Sith Lord kick the crap out of him using the Force. Who does that?
Someone who has been paid very, very well, or knows either of them.
But why does he want Victor?
Maybe to finish what Kuso started.
But he was the one who hired Kuso to begin with, though. I don't
know, Joe. This is
nutty.
I just hope they both recover, both sides of the Kales, because what happened was just brutal.
For sure. It's, oh, God, that ripcord knee strike. But yeah, it is insane, to say the least.
I mention it mostly because the Madness in the past few weeks or months, he's been seen on media, in social media, just making references, and we've heard his voice in tapes, and among other things, just kind of speaking out in towards Kuso to send her a message. I mean, because she is a very long time friend of his.
Going for that cover. Ooh. Second Chaos Moonsault, and Cyber Controller is still kicking. Ooh. Nice little standing Meteora. Looks like he's going in. Is this going to be Chaos number 3? He looks like he's waiting for his opponent.
I think he's trying to contemplate what he should do. Another pose for the
Going
crowd.
up to the top. And nice little crossbody, though. Looks like he's set up for the third Chaos Moonsault. Cover 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, and going into the second round of the Burnout Von Classic, the Madness. Not only not only did he make a triumphant return, but he also is in the running for a shot at the World Heavyweight Championship. I mean, this is insanity in its in a very pure form, going up against Smoking Mirror, one of the hottest, I was going to say free agents, one of the hottest rookies that we've had on Flashbang, as well as the Creation versus Wiley. My God, that is a hoss fight upon hoss fights that I want to see. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, second round of Block A is coming into a pretty good pretty good light here. Granted, I'm actually very curious to see what would happen if Wiley and Madness are to face each other. That'd be crazy. I mean, or freaking although Creation and Smoking Mirror, though, you know what? Sign me up for that. That sounds like it's gonna be cool. But yeah, until then, ladies and gentlemen, that was your main event. But we have one more bit of business, and that is the Flashbang moment of the week.
And tweeting out on social media, Michael Macabre saying, quote, "That does it, Ghost. You've attacked my comrades for the last time. Sam, I can focus off that coward Simon, but I'm inviting you personally to the ball, the Monsters Ball, and it'll be your doomsday." So Macabre laying out a challenge for Breakdown, a Monsters Ball. And here we go, folks. Who's it going to be? And introducing his opponent. Weighing in at 235 pounds. The Madness! Oh my God, he's back! The Madness is back! And he is the final member of the Burnout Vaughn Classic!
A returning Madness, getting that returning pop. That, ladies and gentlemen, is your Flashbang moment of the week. And that is Friday Night Flashbang, ladies and gentlemen. You can go on and catch that tomorrow at twitch.tv/Edward Bosco at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, before we get into Warzone, we have our in-between interview segment. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, we have Niabek the Nefarious talking to a very prolific figure on the MNW roster. Take it away, Niabek.
Apologies for the scenic route, but my client took the liberty to have this interview in the back courtyard. Be thankful it's not raining.
Yes. Having a layer myself, I quite understand. What? We're rolling? Oh, yeah. Greetings, peasants! Viewers. Right. I'll get it someday. I am, left or right here, Mr. Taylor?
Yes, turn left here and there it is. 2 chairs. One of them is for you, and a little table set up for all the equipment. He should be here any second now. Good day.
Minnick and, whoever else you were able to fit in the trunk. You know what to do. Snap, get it set up. Clock, keep it on me. I am Niabek the Nefarious, your lord and host for Firing Line's The Call Out, on location at Ravenfort. With me this week is your MNW Heavyweight Champion, leader of the Conquest bloodline, and the trustworthy Samjax.
Good evening, Niebeck. Apologies for the slight delay. I had to rally my factions so we'd be prepared for the upcoming pay-per-view show.
Oh, it is no problem, sir. We were delayed as well, as Joe had not yet gotten over his minor case of kidnapping. But as we know, delays can play out well, such as when you delayed, took your time, and sprung your plan with excellence when you let Nidzig unwittingly distract a helpless Zako duo. How long had that plan been in the works?
First off, call me Simjax. Second, I see patterns. I figured out their emotional instincts and set up the perfect trap, including when emotions get the best of the best. Remember when Zako broke his own rule? He said so himself.
And walk my middle ass to the back of the line. I'm afraid I'm going to have to break my rule and politely ask Mr. Jerry Aldini for a rematch, considering just how screwed
This
the rules
toy
are.
had the nerve to shred his own cardinal rule just to gain his championship belt. For that, my ally Gorn was sitting to deliver a punishment equal to the weight of his own rule. In the era of conquest, one must stick to their beliefs, lest they will be punished for it.
Ah, yes, another expert trap, complete with distracting the deposed champion. I'm glad you brought that up as well, as it sets up my next question, about what we see here, with Gorm executing his role to perfection. While Victor Vicious is a grand champion himself, he has not yet had the advantage of being around as long as you have, especially not around people like us, who know well lessons such as never send an orc to do a Goliath's job. Do you have any words of advice for up-and-coming leaders?
Find your conquest. In my universe, mortals and immortals alike strive to find their purpose. The one conquest to be seen by all. In this universe, no one has a drive to seek the conquest as serious as I am, except for my allies. They have conquests to stand shoulder to shoulder with my own, and they will be victorious on battles that will be keys to reach it. You mentioned Vicky. The look on his face when his pet orc had a fake briefcase is priceless.
Ooh, I am sure he is looking to repay it in kind. I suppose we'll see if he learned any lessons in the long game since then, which, can't be said of short-minded fools, such as Mega Blitz X, who attacked you from behind after a match. And for what? There was no title to be won, no message to be sent, only a cowardly act. Not that your such strikes were, as they had clear goals in mind, and the gall of Maximilian Thunderthighs to stop Gorm from evening the odds. It is enough to cause someone to pull their ears off. How do you intend to put a stop to such sloppy displays of force?
Let me make one thing clear. Mega's actions are that of a child. He is lucky that he has not reduced himself to a mortal infant. And Mr. Thunderthighs is slowly being a thorn on Gorm's side. These mortals with masks are very short-sighted. Maybe it's time I show MNW how cowardly they really are, and rip their masks right in front of everyone!
Assertive. Which relates to my last question for the evening. Many bemoaned your actions when you cracked that dingy old belt that had been denigrated from being around the waists of so many lesser champions. Yet those same few erupted in cheers once they saw the much improved belt you brought out to us. Suffice to say, I suspect that belt isn't the only thing you plan to break and then improve upon. So, with that in mind, what words do you have for the multiverse?
I didn't crack the Multiverse Heavyweight Championship. I revealed its true nature. This belt was used to boost egos, created a toxic environment, and we all suffered for it. I am going to restore this belt back to its perfect prestige. I don't care if it'll take me a year, 5 years, a century, maybe even longer than that. Once it bathes in the blood of a certain former heavyweight champion, it will be healed again. Its glory, its honor, and its prestige will return under my banner. And I, Semjax, will forever be your MNW Multiverse Heavyweight Champion. Trust me on that!
Well, that was quite the statement. To hear more such proclamations, be sure to pay your respects to Semjax and the rest of the Conquest Bloodline every Saturday on Warzone over at twitch.tv/Dr_Caliban. Well, next week is for sure going to be a travesty of an interview. Be sure to tune in again 2 weeks from now for more of yours truly. For now, back to Joe Mojo in his own lackey over on Firing Line.
Thank you, Nia Becken. Did he just call you a lackey, Faye?
I don't know. I really don't care. I get that sometimes, but that's just kind of the risk you take with being a reporter.
That's just very disrespectful, but okay, yeah, that's just, well
I can hear, speaking of, I hear Mr. Sprinkles hissing from all the way over here, so I think he's gotten out of the hole.
Yeah, so, in the meantime, we do kind of have a, or we don't. Sorry, I thought we had somebody on the other line, but the button seems to have gone out. Anyway, but while you go ahead and take care of that, let's just go on ahead and get into the Warzone side of things, shall we?
Oh, absolutely, ladies and gentlemen. We are now going to be moving on to the Warzone segment of Firing Line tonight. Oh, and we have so much to look forward to.
Hang on. Nope, it's working again. Give me a moment. So, come on, there we go. Hello, MNW Firing Line. Hello.
Hello there, how you doing?
Hi, ladies and gentlemen, Maximilian Thunder Thighs. How's it going there, Max?
I'm doing good. Clearly had to deal with some technical difficulties. It's alright though, I'm gonna make this short and sweet. Mr. Sammy J. Semjax. My good vampiric champion, sir, or whatever it is you want to call yourself. I just heard your lovely interview with Mr. Nyabek. Hopefully I'll get to respond in my own way, but let me make this clear to you. You called me a coward, huh? Because I want to make a fair fight. Because I want you to fight a fair fight. You went and won your championship with your money in the bank, and you know what, maybe that's all right there and good. But did you actually win it by beating Zach O'Doul? Absolutely not. You may have won it in the Mega Money in the Bank and teased it around here, parading it around like a little toy, and pulled off the ultimate scheme on everybody, even surprised me. But did you earn it? I say no. If you want to call me a coward, that's fine. But don't you dare stand up there high and mighty like you're better than me. Better than I. So let me make this clear. Even if I don't win this Saturday, and somebody else takes that spot, I may not be the first, but if I get there, I will be the last one to fight you for the belt.
All right, Maximilian, thank you for coming in. We do have to disconnect this call and get into the into Warzone proper. But strong words there from the great behemoth of Warzone. Sure ain't the last, but I won't be. I mean, if I'm not the first, I'm definitely going to be the last. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go on ahead and get into the first match. We have Power Surge kind of coming in. Well, according to Maximilian Thunder Thighs, should not be considered a up and comer anymore. He is his own. He is his own wrestler, and I kind of have to agree with him on that front. Also, from a message from Mr. Temple, the lawyer of Semjax, you can certainly try.
In fact, we'll be after this match hearing from Nice Ice.
Interesting. Anywho, Power Surge. Power Surge, look at this guy. He's awesome.
No, absolutely. Had a great match against Suplex Sam at Multivania, and I think he's just looking to just climb a little bit higher. Just, let all his, just let all of himself just really shine on the main stage, and I am here for it.
Introducing their opponent.
And coming up, his opponent, the ever enrapturing Rapture New Road from of Dungeons and Destinies. And if I remember correctly, he's still being pursued by the International Combat Club. Is there any truth behind that one there, Faye?
Essentially what it was is in the match against Lock-in several weeks back, Rapture New Road, eventually he confessed that he didn't really feel like trying as hard because he wasn't interested in the International Combat Club because of his his veteran status and founding status among Dungeons and Destiny, who he believes to be a superior faction, which, I can't blame him for. They've been around for so long. And in regards to that, I believe it's just Nice Ice saying that, essentially just show me that you actually love wrestling and that you're not here to just, belittle it.
Yeah, just show me what you got, essentially. And there's a lot, I definitely would put Power Surge into that kind of category, especially with, he's been showing everybody what he's been trying to do, who he is, what he can potentially be for the last couple of years now. Especially when he was the lackey of Trashman Jones back in Nakamura Worldwide, the protege of Bart Ender, and a brief teacher-student relationship with Glycerus.
Yes, essentially Glycerus, the master of Street Lucha, wanted to show Power Surge. Unfortunately, they kept getting interrupted, but it's not going to be a problem anymore. So Glycerus has been trying to show Power Surge the ways of Street Lucha to just really let him harness his aggression and his liveliness in the ring, and all for it.
Yeah, for sure. And Rapture trying to show off a little bit of himself there. That frickin' Hurricane Rana from that position. Okay. I was like, I was trying to go in for a moonsault there, but got none of that. And a neck breaker onto Rapture, going in for that cover. 1, 2, and Rapture grabbed the rope, but the ref didn't see it. That's a 3 count. Do you think freaking Power Surge saw that? I would hope so.
I'm not sure. Hang on a second. Because he's
See, Rapture, he looks upset about that. That's like his, what, 3rd loss in a row? I know he lost against Lock-in.
And it looks like he doesn't want to, he doesn't really hold it against Power Surge that we know of. I think more so of his ire is just with Nice Ice, because shortly before or after this, we did hear from him, just in regards to the International Combat Club and really wanting to see more of Rapture. And I say that because now with the result of this match, it's going to be Nice Ice that Power Surge is going to face up against, if I'm correct, at this next pay-per-view. So on the 22nd, we are going to be seeing from Power Surge and Nice Ice.
Speaking of the pay-per-view, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, we got some words from the general manager of Warzone. Ladies and gentlemen, Jerry Aldini.
So how was that opening match, Multiverse? All right, I've got a lot to go over, so I'm going to try and get us all in before they play me out. So, first off, I will confirm October 22nd will be the next Warzone pay-per-view. The Brass has decided to keep the official name of the pay-per-view under wraps at this time. It'll be a surprise. So, let's look forward to that. But now I got to address something else that's going on. And this involves you, Louis McDonald, and Beowulf. All right, I know you two have beef with each other. Lots been going back and forth. So right now, there will be a match at the pay-per-view between Louis McDonald and Beowulf. The prize being the Mystery in the Bank briefcase. But listen up. Wild Hunt, Legion, you are barred from touching each other at all. Nothing. The first person that goes after the other team, well, there'll be a consequence. That consequence is that your opponent will get to choose the stipulation of the match. So let's see if you can keep your hands off each other for a few short weeks. Got it? Good. Other titles will be determined as well. As I already announced, tonight, High Voltage will take on Shoot Nation, and we will see who gets to face the All Odds for the tag titles. Next week, Gore Wheel takes on Flyboy, and the winner of that will face Kane for the Nexus Titan Championship. And as for the Multiversal title, well, Maximilian Thunderthighs and Mega Blitz are in the running, but in the spirit of fairness, there is going to be a fatal five-way next week. The winner will face Sam Jax at the pay-per-view for the Multiversal Heavyweight Championship. All right, folks, back to the show.
A lot to unpack there. So, much like we said earlier, there's going to be a pay-per-view on the 22nd. So that is about 2 weeks from this coming Saturday. As well as, not only do we have a fatal five-way to decide who is going to be taking on Semjax at said pay-per-view, but we're also going to be getting a match between Flyboy Bell and Gore Wheel to see who contends for Kane's Nexus Titan Championship, as well as a tag team contender match. We have Shoot Nation taking on High Voltage. And, well, we're going to get into what Aiden thinks about that whole scenario here in a moment.
So, as we were saying earlier, ladies and gentlemen, the 29th is the Flashbang pay-per-view, which is going to be the next breakdown, is what we currently believe. But the Warzone pay-per-view, which is still untitled, mind you, I think they're just etching out, like, the last details of that. Gonna fine-tune everything. I really love how on the Warzone side of things, we really just want to make it as spectacular as possible. And it's just, there's so much excitement in the back, because we've got so much great stuff that we're gonna get to see on that pay-per-view in a couple weeks.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm actually looking forward to seeing Flyboy versus Gore Wheel, especially because Flyboy goes on to mention this, but the last time he has been in contention for singles gold was back during the Inquisition era, back in 2018. A while. It's been a while.
Yeah, so this is a very important match as far as the Warzone history is concerned. And Flyboy is very much an important part of that. I mean, I've been reading up a lot on some of the things that he's done in his careers, and it's just like, it's hard to imagine why people would just forget that as easily. But then again, the Multiverse and the Nexus does move very fast. This is a very fast-paced company. And, I think we've got to hear from 8 and 0 now, if you got all that ready for us, Joe.
Oh, it is. Ladies and gentlemen, coming up next is... I was going to play this later on, but we've already been kind of referencing it and talking about it. We just can't ignore it until now. Ladies and gentlemen, coming up next is your Warzone promo of the week. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to hear from Aiden Zero.
McMorgan. You get in a team with someone who believes you're bullshit, and all of a sudden you find your balls. You helped me during Multivania. That's true. But it wasn't out of the goodness of your heart. You were exacting revenge on Louis by taking out his backup and costing him his title. There was no debt I owed you. I fulfilled my end. I beat Louis. Everybody wins. And yet, here we are. Get my boys. I'm not gonna get my boys. I'm the one who encouraged them. Honor? Pfft, that was a Jake quality. Humbleness? No. That was a Chaz quality. But me? Oh, you and everyone seem to forget. I'm a freedom fighter. I am an expert in guerrilla warfare. We stick to the shadows, hit and move, we get the job done, no matter who likes it or not. Everyone has written off High Voltage since I took the helm, and frankly, I feel disrespected. So allow me to reintroduce ourselves. Submission expert, the choking hazard, Wonderball. The exiled prince, Leonid. And I am the cyberpunk prodigy, Aiden Zero. You said it yourself, Scotsman. If you want something, you take it. We want a fight. We want recognition. We want a legacy. We want war! Keep my name out of your mouth before you wake up missing your tongue. Or maybe I'll just finish what Louis couldn't and break your damn neck.
I'm not gonna lie. After hearing this, initially, I was checking my 6, my 9, my 3. Like, I was checking all over the damn place just to see if Aiden Zero wouldn't pop out at me.
I was checking news outlets just to make sure, we didn't see a something happen, outside of the ring.
Something that we actually forgot to mention, though, mostly because, this promo itself was off the back of McMorgan making comments about Aiden and kind of his greatest moment of triumph, beating Louis McDonald for the Nexus Titan Championship, saying that he wouldn't have won it if it wasn't for him. I mean, yeah, McMorgan helped in that regard, but it's like Aiden said, yeah, you helped, but I won. I got the win. I'm the one who freaking had to get over countless demons and freaking anxiety just to beat him. Just to get revenge for what he did to us. For what he did to me. And I guess talk shit and you're gonna get hit verbally in Aiden's case. But also, speaking of McMorgan and the Wild Hunt, we have Beowulf taking on Louis McDonald for the Mystery in the Bank. Now, it's like Jerry said, there's no contact whatsoever until the pay-per-view in 2 weeks. Knowing Louis, he's going to be a little shit and probably try to goad Beowulf into hitting him. And McMorgan. And Aiden.
And that also applies to both members of their respective groups as well. So that means Jerry Aldini is also effectively telling Earl King West and McMorgan stay out of this. I don't know if this is going to extend as far out to as, oh, don't hire mercenaries or anything like that.
I was gonna say, when you have to include Earl King West, you have to be as exact and precise in your wordage as possible, because that man will definitely try to worm his way around any kind of loophole. And you don't allude to anything when it comes to the Fae. You have to name them specifically.
Yes.
So, in Earl King's mind, he just says respective teams. He could try and still mess with this under a technicality.
Or hire someone.
Or hire someone. I wouldn't put it past him. He's done it before.
I mean, he's literally thrown tables and chairs around. I mean, do those count? If we can't prove he did it?
This is a discussion.
Yeah, it's like, this is a lot.
This is a discussion for later. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, we have a pretty interesting tag team contest scheduled for one fall. We got the Forest the Fortress Blade and Absolute Washington of the Absolute Units going up against the Nexus Titan Champion. It's gotta be Kane. And his tag team partner, his master, XR Coon. The Units versus the Sith. Who do you got?
Oh boy, the Units have been hot right now, but we've seen so much great work from Kane and XR Coon. What I would say they're going to have to do is they're going to have to really try to keep Force separated and focus down Washington for the pin.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, quick tag though out to XR Coon on Absolute Washington, and just driving the freaking hair onto the the back of his head onto the freaking mat with the hair. Absolute Washington's hair care line, Absolute Hair Care, out in stores now. They just got their conditioner back in stock. It's been helping me out with my hair. Seriously, like I just kind of like do a little spritz of it on the back of my head, and it helps keep the thick aspects of it kind of tame.
Yeah, no, it looks nice. It's probably refreshing to just like when you feel clean and like you feel like you look top of your game. It does so much for your confidence. I would say inside of the ring and outside of the ring.
Speaking of inside the ring, we have the Nexus Titan Champion going up against the Fortress that is Forest. And, I mean, also, I will kind of give Kane and XR this. They have been making a lot of quick tags. Very old yet effective tag team method. And here we just see Forrest just wrecking shop at this point.
Oh, absolutely. They were trying to avoid this, but it's hard to avoid taxes. It's the one rule in life.
Look at the power of Forrest.
Yeah, especially hard to avoid a 350-plus pound hoss of a man dropping in on you. Seriously, that is pure muscle coming at you.
Oh, but not fast enough to stop the... Yep, Kane got there in time for the breakout.
Yeah, it looks like Kane was breaking up the pinning attempt from Absolute Washington. Looked like Washington was about to tag in Forrest, but decided against it. Yes, he probably just wanted to do a little bit more extra damage onto XR before bringing in the Fortress. And, ooh, friggin' stiff knife edge chop onto the Forest. I keep saying the Forest. The Fortress's chest.
Forrest is unskilled, but he's definitely stronger. But Kane,
oh, God, what's with these bigger guys and just adding just all of their weight onto somebody like that? I'm surprised people's spines don't bend in half.
Oh, it's all about that momentum, Joe, and all that, it's not necessarily, like, how strong you are, but how you throw that weight around, and, Forrest is nothing if not a very experienced gentleman in that regard. Like, he's just, I mean, he's also coming off of, a couple weeks ago, a title matchup against Semjax.
Oh, yes. I remember that. I think we covered that one, actually. Yes, he had a very good showing against Semjax, but unfortunately was not... unfortunately didn't bring home the gold to the Absolute Units, who, at this point, are kind of tying the O-Laws' previous rule of, you know, one of the most popular tag teams and just teams in general who have never won gold. They've definitely taken that spot from the O-Laws at this point, since, you know, O-Laws have the tag team titles. And deduct this onto the Nexus Titan champion, locking him in square in the middle of the ring. Washington has intercepted Exar, and the Nexus Titan champion withstands. Ooh, nice German. Going into that ripcord lariato. Whatever that cover, Washington was on the freaking scout, but Exar managed to sneak up behind Forrest. So it looks like Exar as well as Kane are in a much better standing. I'm not really... I've been kind of out for the last couple of weeks. Like, has their situation gotten any better?
In regards to both Kane and Exar-kun, I think this is just the first attempt to kind of just like see, test the waters, see how things are. But I mean, they're not the old situation that's starting to boil up just a little hot. We can discuss that a little bit later. But so far, it seems like things are kind of heading in that direction where they're going to try to come to an understanding, because they are master apprentice. But as I have said before, eventually Kane's really going to have to break away and kind of cement himself as entirely and wholly himself, not necessarily just adding on utilizing his anger. He has to really purpose himself to define the Nexus Championship, because he is the Nexus title champion. He presents himself as just kind of the face of the Nexus in a very important way.
Ooh, Exar breaking up, deduct this once more, and ref also trying to get the other two competitors out of the ring. Pinning attempt 2, kick out at 2. That was definitely the distraction that Kane needed. That Nexus Titan champion, though, looks like he's on some sort of back foot. Ooh, running power slam and a kick out at 2.
I did too. And
oh god, look at that power of Forrest, though. Oh, just dropping him down. God, they've actually been doing a very good job in trying to isolate out Kane, though. Because, like, the man's a master of 8,602 moves. But until you properly apply them, you get caught in deduct this, tapping out. That was the third one, and that was the one that was finally able to put him down. We'll put him down in a way. And your winners, ladies and gentlemen, are the Absolute Units. So, yeah, the Units showing off why they are one of the more prolific tag teams in the Nexus, and it looks like that Kane and Exar are not on the same foot. Exar tried to break up so many pinning attempts from Kane, but Kane just, I don't know, like, the memory of the match is kind of fading from me, but in the match itself, did Kane try to, like, tag out much in any stint? Because, like, he was going for those quick tags early on.
It's hard for me to really compare that, because I came in around spring of this year, so it's been about 6 months for me. Just looking at their history, it seemed fairly more normal. It's just there was that tension in the air of Kane not wanting to utilize the dark side of the Force in the same ways that Exar normally would. So it's like he's probably going to ignore a couple, cues and signals when he maybe should tag out, or maybe because X-Harpoon genuinely does want him to do well. It's just Kane doesn't agree with the methodology in the same way anymore.
Yeah, for sure. Like he's I guess you could say like it is kind of like in that classic master apprentice kind of way that the apprentice is looking at his way is like, he's looking for his own way of, I guess you could say, force application, or hell, even like how to progress his own career. Exar, like he wants kids to do things a certain way, but he's not. I don't know. I'm not really sure how to explain this train of thought. I do apologize.
I think I got it. I think what it is that Kane sees the dark side of the Force as a tool in his toolbox. Kane is a master of thousands of moves. He's going to keep the dark side and that weaponization of just his anger, all that frustration, which granted has tempered a lot, because there's the catharsis of that matchup against Dr. Grimm, which we will get into that. But having used that, that was just a culmination of everything that he needed to throw, just all that pent up frustration, grief, anger, and just what happened to him was not right. So he wanted to use the dark side to express that and triumph over Dr. Grimm. Now I see the problem is that the dark side, because Kane is a Force user, he's a Sith. I think technically it's just that's not the dominance of what he is. It's like, I think with the Sith you kind of just have to let that consume you and just let it master you as you master it. But Kane is someone who won't be mastered by a Force like that. He wants to be dominant above it. He doesn't want to give into that, because I think he understands to a degree that he would lose himself. And sometimes you have to do that with the dark side, to my knowledge. So it's just really the point where he's willing to use it, but he's not willing to let it become him.
No, I get that completely. Speaking of Dr. Grimm, we have we're going to go back down to the ring to hear from the quote-unquote good doctor. So we're going to go right on ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Grimm.
Greetings, Multiverse. So, last time we met, things didn't go as well as I might have hoped. Yes, I got pinned by someone who, Jack Abbott. Congratulations, by the way. I guess pinning me earned you a chance at a title shot. Congratulations. Not that it matters. So you got lucky once. And you pinned me. As if that makes a difference. The Murder Cave will, let me be clear, now and forever be the most feared faction in MNW. No matter what happens, you are facing not just me. You are facing the glorious engineer that is Chaz Lee, Grizzly Adams, and of course, let's not forget the All-Father. So, bask in your moment of glory. But to know that you have attracted the attention of the Murder Cave. And much like a certain anonymous group out there who we do not forget, and we do not forgive. So have your little match with Aiden's boys, and we will see you later.
So, I've been out of it for a couple of weeks. What did Shoot Nation do to the Murder Cave to kind of invoke Dr. Grimm calling them out?
It's, there was a match in which, specifically Jack Abbott, ended up pinning Grimm. And, following that, Dr. Grimm, it seems, believes it's just a kind of a pathetic attempt to, just get a title shot. Which, I don't know if that's, some of his own frustration, considering he just saw Kane come out and, everything in regards to the Nexus title. He's just a... Dr. Grimm is just somebody I don't know how to, I always assume there's just something more to him, like, than what he's saying. Like, it's just other than being ominous.
What? See, here's the thing, though. I'm not sure if anybody else noticed it. There were a couple of instances where I heard a stutter. Like, a bit of a doubling of his speech a little. And as a guy with a stutter, you hear that immediately. Trust me.
Yeah, now that you pointed out, I don't, because I wouldn't think, like, someone like Dr. Grimm would.
Exactly.
Just because he's just because he's so certain that Doom is coming for them and that we are a force that is to be feared and all that. It's like
blah, 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 that old jazz. Like, legitimately speaking, that definitely raised my eyebrow. Like, is he still not recovered from the getting put back together after the multiversal blast? Essentially,
I mean, potentially, because what was it? It was like 30% of his body had been blown off during that explosion.
Something like that.
When the storyteller managed to sneak back and mess with the device, and it caused that fatal, that mortal wound as a result.
If it was fatal, we wouldn't be seeing him again. So
I mean, I'd think Dr. Grimm would be someone who would just, like, have a clone of himself in a tank. I have no idea. Or, like, he would just reset time, or...
I feel like time travel is beneath him.
I don't know, man. The multiverse is, like, we're post the device, so...
Yeah.
It's kind of concerning because that just means we're on a new track. Like, even the storyteller went out and said, and very clearly to the multiverse said that we are in a new chapter, which is very ominous.
Very much so. But, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go right ahead and get into our next bit of business here. We got the Demon Sharkman Carcharodon going up against the Daggerick. Singles match scheduled for one fall. Now, I do have a question though. Like, was there anything like before the match that actually happened? Like, is there anything kind of leading this match, or is this just like a exhibition?
Oh, I was admittedly a little distracted. The only thing I heard right before this was Injustice Jake just addressing a certain cabaret owner, but that's unrelated to this match.
At this point, that's just kind of, old grind. Jean and frickin' Jake just kind of talking crap back and forth.
Yeah, no, I'm worried a little bit.
Yeah, kind of the same, because, like, the last time Jake got this passionate about something, it was when Chaz Lee betrayed him.
Yeah, which is just a little weird,
concerning.
But yeah. But that is, again, that's unrelated to this. As far as I'm concerned, I think this is just Carcharodon really wanting to push himself up against another competitor, because he's gone away with just ridding himself of his human baggage, as I think he would word it. He's gone full shark demon now. And
So he
the dagger, yeah, he rejected his humanity.
He rejected his humanity. Oh my god.
Yes, unironically rejected his humanity. It was something in regards to a 11 or 13 point something seismic quake, at least in his area of the multiverse. Just a lot of concerning stuff, because something like that of that magnitude should normally end a world. But yeah,
y'all can't see me, but my eyebrows are like raised to the max, and my eyes are bulging out of my freaking skull right now. What the fuck?
Yeah, there was a whole news segment. I'll probably link it in a little bit, but I think what this is just the dagger. I mean, like, he's gone up some of the most vicious beings, especially around the time of the Inquisition. So this is gonna have to be a real test, because
Dwarven driver folding up the hands. 1, 2, kick out of 2. Well, I am so sorry I interrupted you.
I mean, it's just because Dagger he's gone up against you could call them demons, just demons of men, and basically just like terrible forces. So.
Yeah, for sure. Like, nice little moonsault there from the second row. We've been seeing a lot of those as of late. Also, I was gonna say there, Shinobi, if he would have went full Dio, he wouldn't be talking to strangers. Anyway, so driving the Dwarven Prince down into the middle of the mat. Ooh, looks like he was trying to set up for something big, but it was a little too far away. Dagrick, though, grabbing him, and a stun gun for his troubles. Going for that cover. 1, 2. Kick out at 2. Although, I will say, though, if Carcharodon beats a former Warpgate Hardcore champion, especially a former tag team champion, that would definitely kind of raise his stock just a little bit. Ooh, nice little fisherman's there. 2. Kick out at 2. Although I could see Carcharodon actually go for Nexus Titan in the big oof. Oh god. What was that, Megadon?
Yeah, he has been shown to be opportunistic, I will give him that, because remember, he was also in on the briefcase hunt back when that bounty was posted. So he definitely is looking to really test himself. And excellent work from Carcharodon. Your winner in this singles one fall.
That for sure. That senton off of the top row puts away the dagger, and Carcharodon got a win over one of the most well-known Warpgate former Warpgate Hardcore champions, and he'll kind of set the precedence for apologies, my brain is working, I swear. Dagger himself kind of set the scene for what the Warpgate Hardcore Championship's supposed to be. The champion calling out their opponents, pretty much recognizing you're the one who I'm going to be essentially about to murder.
Absolutely, and we can even see that continued in the spirit of Suplex Sam, which is very interesting, because I think even he recognizes there's a real importance to this belt, and yeah, it does come back to him, because it is a title matchup against him, and he's very much of the opinion that people should be grateful. But to an extent, it can make or break a career, and he's very honest in that aspect, because that's just really the objective truth. So as far as calling people out and whatnot, and in regards to matches, well, we're going to see that, because we're soon to have our Warpgate hardcore contenders.
For sure, but until then, ladies and gentlemen, he put out a call for war, and by God, did he get a match. Ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, we have 8-0 versus this individual, Todd Bagman, making his singles debut. After a backstage coming out off of the backstage brawl with Seth Jackson, and here is his opponent, ladies and gentlemen, the cyberpunk prodigy Aiden Zero. And Aiden feelings pretty much like a new form of like motivation, and here we have Bagman. Oh God, he just hit with an overdrive, that madman!
Yeah. Well, Todd Bagman has also just kind of been asking for a challenge. He was really upset, actually, with his performance in a certain showcase, which, granted, he did do very well. I believe
Yes,
he got
did.
3 pins, and he lasted a while up against Gorewheel. By God, go check out that match.
I remember that match in vivid detail. Yeah. I mean, 3 pinfalls and coming in second in a showcase match. That is nothing to write off. That was fantastic. And oh God, just working that freaking knee of Bagman. There's Aiden.
I'm telling you, Joe, we've got a whole lot of promise in this current in this 2022 batch of rookies. Like, just looking between Jaunt and Todd Bagman, who we have in the ring now, and we have Alistair Evergreen as well, who is very viciously going up against Blood Money and, in specific, Mr. Butler of Set Faction.
You could say that. Ignoring that. Sorry, somebody posted something cursed in chat. Completely ignoring that one. But you could. I'm going to pose this question for you. The current rookies of 2022, you could call them like what? As hardened like diamonds, yeah?
I'm not sure if you're trying to make a reference to me because I don't understand it.
Because I would call this current batch the 22 carats.
You know what? I think at least among the 3 of them, a certain club owner would be very happy to have that analogy to diamonds, because, and I'm quoting this from him because he told me about this. Diamonds are a girl's best friend, so
they are forever as well.
Yeah. I mean, of course he would fucking compare himself. Anyways,
listen, I'm just working with what's being presented because it actually does kind of roll off the tongue a little bit.
God, just don't give them ideas because they might come out and just name themselves one of these days. But anyways, just Todd Bagman is a fighter. Just
oh God, yeah, for sure.
I don't think he really cares or understands. He just wants a fight, which is respectable.
It's very respectable, but Aiden has got way too much to prove, way too little time to prove it, and he is just viciously breaking the Bagman. Oh God, there it is, 0 hour. Going for that cover. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2.
Oh, that's the rookie proving himself very resilient.
And just, oh God, working the head, the abs, just going for that quick combination strike. And then Bagman going for that tornado. Going for that cover. 1, 2. Kick out at 2. God, he almost got Aiden on that one.
Yeah, it kind of shows you how he's just, to be honest, Todd, like, he looked a little confused when he came out. He's just, I remember hearing him over the recording. He's just, who are you? Where am I? What are you people doing here?
Defied by 0, locked onto the Bagman, just stretching it out. Bagman looking for some reprieve and finally taps out. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner of this match, Aiden Zero. Big win for the cyberpunk prodigy, the leader of High Voltage, proving what he says is going. What he said earlier on in the night. He is. I'm just saying, I am afraid of whomever is currently going to be facing him next. But we will see his teammates, Leonid Sanchez and Wonderball, later on in the night. And interesting. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got. Sorry, I got the notification from Phyllis about someone calling in. Apologies, I completely forgot to set this part up. Yeah. Anyway. Hello, MNW Firing Line.
So I heard you discussing a potential new batch that got put in the oven.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Butler. Yeah, we were just talking about Todd Bagman, part of the current 2022 batch of rookies. Part of that batch is Alistair Evergreen, whom you two have been having a bit of a war of words outside of a few altercations backstage. Any indication of like when you guys are going to be selling that in the ring?
Whenever it happens, it happens.
All right. So how's everything going on in the Unkley estate? I mean, I haven't really heard much from Nakano Kirishima for a minute, and Unkley seems to be kind of like waiting in the wings for something to kind of catch his eye.
Honestly, the boss has been kind of vague as to what exactly he wants to do. I mean, going after the taking revenge of the company, fine, I can get behind that, but what does he want us to do? What are our marching orders, you know? Can't just go around attacking everybody left and right.
Fair enough. So I actually do have a question for you. After your business with Alistair is done, what are your what are your plans going forward?
Well, as I said last week, Wilson wants competition. I'm more than willing to step into the ring and see how I can fare against him. I do still owe him for the Moogle.
Good luck with that one. I'm going to be 20,000 feet away from there. In fact, I'm going to be in like a separate country, so have fun with that. Anyway, Mr. Butler, before we kind of disconnect you, is there anything that you would like to tell the Firing Line audience?
Just watch out for blood money. It may have faded into the background, but I assure you, we'll be in the 4th round soon enough.
All right, we are going to have to disconnect you for the time being, though, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Butler. And we're going to go right on ahead and get into the tag team title contention match. We got the former tag team champion, Shoot Nation, the Scorpion, Jack Abbott, and Devin going up against Leonid Sanchez, the Exalted Prince. And anyway, it's Wonderball.
As we heard earlier in the night, ladies and gentlemen, this match is going to decide the contender for the Unified Tag Team Champions match. I believe that will actually be at the pay-per-view.
I believe so. I mean, I believe the Shoot Nation never got... I can't remember. Did Shoot Nation ever get their rematch with the O-Lods after they lost their tag titles?
I don't believe so, because it was because of the Wish being thrown in up against the Outlaws at the last minute. As per the quest of Sasquatch Wing, there has not been a direct one tag team on the other.
So yeah, it would definitely be a way for Shoot Nation to get a one-on-one rematch to get their titles back, as well as High Voltage, Leonid Sanchez, and Wonderball, kind of like proving Aiden right in this regard. Pretty much saying like, don't sleep on us, or you will be the one sleeping with the fishes, or something like that. I don't know what the analogy would be for freedom fighters. Buried out back? I don't know.
Oh, no, absolutely. And he does have a point in regards to that, because there can be so many new faces and so many things happening in the Nexus. We kind of forget the people who've always been there all this time. And 880 wants to make it very, very clear that you're going to, I think more apt term for it would be you will eat shit if you sleep on us.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it's
absolutely would just leave you in the gutter.
They would. Aiden would kind of do that. He would kind of knock you out and then just kind of leave you on the street with the trash. That's he's a don't get me wrong. 880 is a very nice guy once you get to know him, and he's a very he's actually real funny. Especially when you're talking about things that he doesn't understand, sharks and trees and stuff. I had a 20-minute conversation to him about what water is, and had to break that down to him. That was interesting.
Huh.
But when you set him off like this, and I haven't seen him this pissed off since when Louis McDonald first betrayed him during the Inquisition arc. When you piss him off this much, that is when those former instincts just kind of come to the forefront, and he drives you down into the ground like Leonid Sanchez there did to Jack Abbott. Oh God, nice suplex there. Near perfect bridge too. It looks like Leonid was trying to set up for something big, but Abbott was a little too far out. And Abbott trying to work the Exalted Prince. They said half alien prince, so I guess the question is always going to be which half's the human half? Is it the mom or the dad? I assume the mom.
I'm not sure. I know Aiden did discuss it briefly on commentary, but I think he left out the parentage because that's more so a question for Leonid, as it were. I'm sure maybe one day we can get an answer on that regard.
Just staring intensely at Travis and Neobeck. I'm kidding, of course. Anyway, so here we see I swear, Leonid's been on a freaking tear lately. He has been showing off more and more as of late. It looks like going up to the top rope. It looks like he's trying to make sure everything is set up because with these top rope moves, you don't want anything to kind of go awry. Ooh, nice. Bringing Jack Abbott back down, and looks like he's setting him up for one more, and tags in Devin. Wise choice, tagging in the fresher partner. And nice little judo flip there. So once Leonid Sanchez kind of gets on this roll, I think he kind of learned this from fighting up against Ginger Boy. Once he kind of gets on this roll and kind of gets that speed of momentum, nothing can really stop him. I think it's that alien stamina kind of kicking in. And durability. Ooh, God. Just raking the boot in that high-impact kick.
Not to underestimate, of course, Shoot Nation's own just viciousness. We saw a bit of that from Jack Abbott in the C101 tournament, especially when he went up against Zacco Duo, which was a hell of a match for our former Multiverse heavyweight champion. Just the C101 brought out a whole lot of their their technical ability and their striking power. Shoot Nation is a very formidable opponent, and they did hold the tag belts for quite a while. It will take a lot, and it did take a lot to get the belts off of them.
Making sure Jack Abbott is out of the way before a elbow drop. Going for that cover. 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, your winners and the next contenders for the Tag Team Championships, Leonid Sanchez and Wonderball High Voltage. 8-0 gets the big win, as well as Leonid Sanchez and Wonderball. These two are going to the pay-per-view to face the O-Lods. And everything appears to be working in Aiden's, in not only Aiden's, but as High Voltage have declared. making me excited, honestly speaking.
Oh no, absolutely. It's going to be a hell of a match. And I'm looking forward to seeing what High Voltage is going to have to throw against the All Odds. Sasquatch Wing, out of the two of the All Odds, has been the most vocal, I would say, in the tag scene. Just reasserting that the All Odds are a force to be reckoned with. So best of luck to High Voltage. I'm sure Aiden's going to give him quite a few pointers, considering he's the veteran among the three, among the faction now.
Yeah, for sure, and I cannot wait to see how either of those guys are going to be dealing with the the mountain of men that is the O-Lods. I mean, hell, it's in the name, O-Lod, they comin'. Freaking Raphael Sampson alone is enough beef for more than just one person to handle. Then you add Sasquatch to the mix. Jesus. Odds go drastically lower. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, we will be seeing what the results of that is at the pay-per-view in 2 weeks' time. But we have our main event. We have Osman Kielik versus the Constant Nightmare, Constantinople, for the Big Oof Championship. And here we have Osman Kielik, formerly known as Istanbul, coming down to the ring. And his former brother, the Constant Nightmare, Constantinople. A lot of the things that was said, and that's what it's all for, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, the Big Oof Championship. There was a lot of things that was said between Constantinople and Osman. You wished for a friend, and I appeared. That has been lingering in my mind anytime someone has brought up either of these guys. Like, within, like, the last few weeks, like, that has been, like, on the forefront of my mind. Like, what does that mean?
I figured it was just, like, I came into your life at a very important time for you. And maybe he just doesn't want him to forget that, and what that meant. Regardless of, where things are now. But Constantinople either doesn't seem to remember or just doesn't seem to regard it as anything important. Which is kind of unfortunate when you look at it at the perspective of, they were brothers, they fought together, and they've gone through so much together.
I mean, for sure. I mean, they were the Turkish Delights as they came into MNW, but as the Burning Lounge got their hands on Constantinople, they kind of had a falling out, and well, okay, actually, no. Now that I'm thinking about it, it wasn't that. It was Constantinople got exposed to warp bullshit, I want to say was the official phrase, and he thinks himself a rat ogre, which I don't know what the hell that is.
I think it's something about chaos energy, or it's like some kind of, it's one of those things in the multiverse where it's like a really dangerous element or energy to be exposed to, and I think I might be wrong. He got experimented on as a result of that, and he's just been as he is ever since then.
Yeah, like that makes sense. And then Burning Lounge adopted him before that group fizzled out, especially with the retirement of Hightower. And here we see Kielik Osman kind of breaking the count. And just continuously trying to wail onto his former friend, who's pretty much just rejected all of those bonds and memories. And here we see Osman trying to take a lap around the ring, probably trying to figure out some form of strategy. I mean, although I will say, there is no one who knows Constantinople more than Osman, especially when it comes to knowing, trying to counter that unpredictability that is the Constant Nightmare. This man, I keep talking about it because it's fucking true. He is the biggest wild card I have ever seen in wrestling in general. like, you think you have his number, and then he turns out and brings out something else on you. And I don't think anybody in this whole company knows that more than freaking Osman.
Absolutely. I think just kind of to tack on to that, I don't know his feelings or opinions on where he's gone, but it very much seems as if he just doesn't want to be forgotten, which is, I think that's something nobody wants.
Oh God, no.
Like, it doesn't matter like if he followed out. It's just, remember I was there.
Yeah, like I was the one who brought you back from some sort of rock bottom state. Without me, you wouldn't be here right now. I hope you remember that.
I don't know.
Oh God! Double choke bomb onto Keelik. Cover 2. Ooh, kick out of 2. Although kind of the same thing on the same front. I think that Constantinople actually does understand. Hey, you brought me to the dance. You brought me here. Oh God! Another double choke bomb, and he's kind of showing that here. And your winner, and still the Big Oof champion, Constantinople. Because how are you able to counter somebody and endure somebody like this unless you know them as well as as they think you do?
And there it is, everybody. The Big Oof Championship.
I suppose this matter has been settled.
Yeah, and
Constantinople
retains the Big Oof Championship and awaits his next challenger. And that is your main event, ladies and gentlemen. But that is not the end of it. No. Ladies and gentlemen, coming up next is the Warzone moment of the week.
Thunder Thighs and Mega Blitz are in that running, and hang on, what? Hang on, Phyllis, what? Hang on, something's going on. We'll get cameras. What do you mean? We'll get somebody back there. Something's going on, folks. Something's happening backstage. Hang on, get a camera backstage. The hell's going on? That's Mr. Butler and Alistair Evergreen. They've been having issues. And so they're fighting in the backstage area near that pop machine that's owned by Unkley Industries. Wait a minute. Speaking of Unkley, that's Sir Unkley Duncan Whitney Lee. What the hell? That's Unkley Duncan, a member of Omega. All right. So I guess Blood Money's going on a rampage backstage. Wait a minute, if we got Butler and Unkley, where the hell is Nakano Kirishima? Oh, never mind. He's back there attacking Gunnar Birch with a hockey stick. So I guess Blood Money's going after, well, you got 2 members of Omega Club and then Alistair Evergreen. Wait a minute! That's Maximilian Thunder Thighs and Gorm! They're not even related. They've had issues, but the hell? A member of VIP. Max is, of course, one of the potential contenders for Sam Jack's belt. So I guess Gorm's decided, since everyone else is going crazy backstage, he's going to get in on the action. And folks, you can't see this right now, but Constantinople is attacking Osman Kilik in the ring. I guess he wasn't satisfied with his victory. Oh, wait a minute. Someone is coming out, and looks like something's happening in the ring. But meanwhile, backbreaker on Max by Gorm. Yep. Mr. Enigma, Killick's partner in Jiff Inc., came out to rescue Killick from Constantinople. Now they're going at it in the ring. It's chaos! I'm dealing with absolute chaos right now. It's times like this, I wish I had good security. I'd say where's Jafink, but they're involved. See, this is why I... oh, jeez, and Mega Blitz X, another of the potential contenders for Samjak's belt, is fighting Carnival. The Bloodline is trying to take out the known contenders for the potential contenders for the belt. What else? What else could be going on? Oh, headbutt onto the Henshin hero. Security is trying to get there and break up some of the fights that are going on. And what else? What else could happen? Somebody, okay.
Gary, you do realize you're not supposed to say that, right?
I regretted it the moment it came out of my mouth, but I'm sure it's fine. I'm hearing security has already broken up some of the fights. So, Unkley and so yeah, Blood Money has been separated from their various opponents, but meanwhile, we still have this going on. Seth. No, Seth, he's not a hat. I keep telling you. He's not an Eldritch abomination. He's just a man who lives in a dumpster with a bag on his head. Seth keeps saying he needs to deliver justice, but he's not an Oh, not the, I don't know whose car that, we're gonna have to pay the insurance on that car. Please don't break anything. Never mind. Just anyone, no. Let's just, no, please. Okay, so I'm getting reports. Okay, so we've got the ring cleared. We got Gorm separated from Max. Somebody distracted Carnival with
an all-out brawl backstage. I mean, Maximilian Thunder Thighs and Gorm, freaking Bagman and Seth Jackson, Carnival and Mega Blitz X, Blood Money taking on Omega Club and Alistair Evergreen. Like, absolute pandemonium ensued backstage when the show was wrapping up. Ladies and gentlemen, that... I am so sorry, go ahead.
It's just... This is what happens when you know, certain members of security are busy off doing whatever, you know?
I mean, yeah, like, also, I am so glad I don't, like, ever drive my car to the arena for this reason and this reason exactly. Like, I don't care that I Uber to the arena every day. That's a work expense. Ha-ha!
Actually, that's a good idea. Unfortunately, I can't really do that because I can't find a driver that will let me ride with Mr. Sprinkles, so... I'm still parking, so...
Yeah, do what Brad does and park like a block away. Unfortunately, you're kind of exposed to the elements, like when it rains and snows and stuff, but it actually has been helping him get his steps in.
I mean, you know, I could, a little exercise doesn't hurt, and it's not like I'm, you know, I don't have any notoriety to worry about or anything like that. Things are already busy enough around here. But anyways, everybody, I'm glad you tuned in to the Warzone side of things. Yeah. And remember, next week, we have the match between Gorewheel and Flyboy Bell, which we will see this Saturday.
Flyboy Bell and Gorewheel do contend for the Nexus Titan Championship, as well as a fatal 5-way match to decide who goes up against Semjax for his MNW Multiversal Championship, with Mega Blitz X and Maximilian Thunder Thighs as two of those contenders. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, that is Warzone, and that is Firing Line for this week. You can go ahead and catch Warzone on twitch.tv/Dr_Caliban Saturdays at 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, Faye, as we are winding down here, is there anything that you would like to tell the Firing Line audience?
Just make sure to catch a flashbang tomorrow at twitch.tv/Edward Moscow and check out Warzone this Saturday at twitch.tv/Dr. Caliban. Remember that we have the Warzone pay-per-view in about 2 weeks from now at the 22nd on Saturday, and the week after that will be the Flashbang pay-per-view on the 29th. Remember to get your calendars bookmarked, get everything that you need set up. We are so close. And also, get the skeletons out, get your pumpkins ready. Don't mind the pumpkin spice smell in the backstage offices, because it is that time of year.
Sorry, I was trying to do that in like a low tone to where it's heard, but like it wasn't overpowering you.
All right, passing it back over to our host, of course.
Until then, ladies and gentlemen, for my co-host Faye Jinn, I am Mojo, and we are signing out.
Greetings to you, it is I, MNW 13 of Flashbang, here to remind you to like, comment, and subscribe.